What if I told you that sitting inside your change jar, your car's cup holder, or even hidden in your grandma's coin box could be a penny that's worth more than a luxury car? Yes, you heard that right. One single cent made of copper, dull, tiny, and forgotten by most Americans could actually be a mini treasure quietly waiting to explode in value. But here's the twist. Not every penny is created equal. Some Lincoln Memorial pennies hide secrets, minting mysteries, microscopic differences, and jaw-dropping historical quirks that transform them into ultra-rare collectibles worth tens of thousands of dollars. And today, you and I are about to unlock those secrets. Stay tuned, because in this video, we're diving deep into the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable Lincoln Memorial pennies circulating in today's market, the ones that could turn an ordinary day into a life-changing discovery. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to look for, how to spot these rare coins, and why collectors all across America are scrambling to find them before prices skyrocket even higher. So, if you have ever held a penny and thought it was worthless, think again, because your next coin could be worth a fortune. Let's begin with a coin that shocked even the experts, a 1-cent piece that changed the entire world of modern coin collecting. Coin number 1, the 1972 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark. Our journey begins in the year 1972, a time when America was transforming, when the Lincoln Memorial shone bright on the reverse of every 1-cent coin. But buried among billions of ordinary pennies minted that year, there exists one ultra-rare variety, one that doesn't just represent a piece of copper, but a piece of American history. This is the 1972 Lincoln Memorial penny without a mint mark, a coin that, to the untrained eye, looks just like any other cent. But those who know its secret understand it is something far beyond ordinary. It was 1972, the Vietnam War still on the headlines, Apollo missions had left their mark on the moon, and the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was working at full throttle to keep up with America's growing economy. Millions upon millions of pennies poured out of the presses, each one bearing the familiar face of President Abraham Lincoln and, on the reverse, the stately Lincoln Memorial. But here's where it gets fascinating. The Philadelphia Mint produced pennies without any mint mark that year, meaning there's no P, no D, no S, just a clean, simple date, 1972. At first glance, it seems plain. But this simplicity hides an incredible story and an even more incredible value. So what makes this 1972 no-mint-mark penny stand out? It's all in the double strike, the doubling effect on the obverse side of the coin. Look closely at the word liberty or in God we trust, and even at the date itself. If your coin shows strong doubling on these letters, it means you're looking at a 1972 double-die obverse, one of the most spectacular and sought-after errors in Lincoln Memorial penny history. The doubling isn't just faint, it's bold, clear, almost shouting through time, as if the mint press struck twice with a burst of destiny. Only a handful of these exist in high-grade condition, and each one is a piece of minting magic, a tangible glitch in history that collectors crave, like treasure hunters chasing gold. Now let's talk rarity. Out of the billions of 1972 pennies minted, only a tiny fraction were double-struck with this dramatic effect. Most were melted, lost, or worn away through decades of circulation. Finding one today, especially in very fine or mint state condition, is like uncovering a needle in a haystack of copper. And here's the real kicker. Collector demand for this specific variety has exploded across the United States. Coin shows, online auctions, and even small-town collectors are on high alert for these rare double-die 1972 pennies. Every year, the number of confirmed pieces dwindles, making every discovery feel like striking pure gold. Now brace yourself, because if you're lucky enough to own a 1972 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark, and it's in very fine condition, the kind that shows clear doubling and crisp detail, you're sitting on a market treasure currently valued around an astonishing $71,000. That's right, $71,000 for a single penny. This isn't fantasy. This isn't hype. This is the real US coin market today, and prices like this are rising every year. Experts predict that as time passes and fewer of these coins remain in collectible condition, their value could soar even higher. So if you hold one in your hand, you are not just holding metal. You're holding a silent fortune, a treasure disguised as a coin. If you're searching for one of these masterpieces, start with the basics. Examine every 1972 penny you come across, especially those without a mint mark. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and pay attention to the inscriptions. Look for bold doubling on Liberty and In God We Trust. If you see it, stop everything. Protect that coin. Place it in a clear holder. Avoid touching its surface and get it authenticated by a professional grading service. Because one verification slip could turn your coin from pocket change into life-changing wealth. And remember, coins in very fine condition or better are the ones commanding the highest values. Keep your eyes open, your patience strong, and your instincts sharp. So there you have it, the 1972 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark. What seems like an ordinary cent could be your gateway to a hidden fortune. And the best part? This is just the beginning. In the next segment, we will uncover another Lincoln Memorial penny, one that carries an even deeper mystery and a story that stunned collectors across America. So do not blink, because your next coin could be worth more than you ever dreamed. Subscribe now to Rare Coin News USA, where we bring you fresh daily updates, the newest discoveries, and the rarest treasures hiding in plain sight. Coin number 2, the 1988 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark, golden shine. If you thought the 1972 penny was shocking, wait until you see what comes next. This next coin isn't just rare. It's a piece of minting mystery, wrapped in golden brilliance, a treasure that hides in plain sight among millions of ordinary Lincoln Memorial cents. It's small, it's simple, it's silent, and yet it carries within it a secret that has left even the most seasoned collectors speechless. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the 1988 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark, a coin that gleams with a soft golden shine and whispers a story of error, rarity, and wealth. It's one of those coins that proves beyond any doubt not all pennies are created equal. The year was 1988. America stood at the edge of a new decade. The Cold War was fading, technology was accelerating, and the United States. Mint was deep in transition between old and new engraving dyes. The Lincoln Memorial penny had already been in circulation for decades, a proud symbol of American endurance and heritage. But as the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of coins that year, something unexpected happened. Some of the coins, struck without any mint mark, carried a die design that didn't belong to 1988 at all. It was a subtle error, invisible to the casual spender, but monumental to collectors. This was the 1988 reverse of 1989 variety, a crossover error so unique that it created one of the rarest Lincoln Memorial cents ever discovered. Now, what sets this golden shine 1988 penny apart from the rest? It all comes down to the design details, the reverse side of the coin, the Lincoln Memorial itself. Look closely, really closely, and you will see that the designer's initials FG at the bottom right of the memorial appear different. They're thinner, sharper, the exact style that was supposed to appear on the 1989 penny. That's right. Somehow, during the production transition, the mint accidentally used a 1989 reverse die on a batch of 1988 pennies. That means this coin is literally a time traveler, a 1988 penny wearing the wrong design, born a year early, a minting glitch sealed forever in metal. And if your coin has that flawless golden tone, that deep, radiant glow that reflects light like a hidden jewel, then you may just be looking at one of the most stunning error specimens in existence. Now let us talk rarity. Only a microscopic fraction of all 1988 pennies bear this reverse of 1989 feature. Most were released into circulation unnoticed, spent, worn down, or lost forever in drawers and piggy banks across America. Finding one today, especially in fine condition with that golden shine intact, is like uncovering a forgotten relic from a parallel timeline. Collectors call it a transitional treasure, a coin born in the wrong year, in the right country, at the perfect time. And because of that, demand for this coin has skyrocketed. Coin shows, US, auction houses, and online marketplaces have seen bidding wars erupt over this humble cent. People who once ignored pocket change are now examining every penny they find, hoping to glimpse those subtle FG initials that could make them rich beyond belief. Now hold your breath, because this is where it gets truly unbelievable. If you have a 1988 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark, glowing with that golden shine, and preserved in fine condition, you're not holding an ordinary coin. You're holding a piece of modern American treasure, a collector's dream currently valued at around a staggering $54,000 in today's market. That's $54,000 for a single 1-cent coin. It's not a rumor. It's not speculation. It's the current truth of the rare coin market, a truth that's turning ordinary collectors into overnight legends. And here's the best part. Experts say this value isn't done, climbing. As more collectors realize how few of these coins exist, prices are steadily surging upward. So if you are lucky enough to find one, do not take it lightly. Treat it like the treasure it truly is, because that tiny golden disc could be your ticket to history and to wealth. Here's your collector's insight, and it could make all the difference. When checking your 1988 pennies, look for 2 key things. First, make sure it has no mint mark that confirms it was minted in Philadelphia. Second, study the reverse side. The bottom right corner of the Lincoln Memorial should show the designer initials FG, but on this rare coin, those initials are spaced differently and have a thinner appearance. If you spot that difference, protect the coin immediately. Handle it only by the edges. Place it in a plastic holder or coin flip. And then don't guess. Get it authenticated by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC. Because once it's confirmed, you'll be holding a coin that collectors across the United States would pay tens of thousands for a coin that can lift your collection from ordinary to legendary. So there it is, the 1988 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark, gleaming with golden radiance and bursting with hidden value. A small piece of copper and zinc that tells a story of human error, historic transition, and unimaginable reward. And believe me, this isn't the end, because coming up next, we will unveil another Lincoln Memorial penny that is even more shocking, a coin that is rewriting what collectors thought was possible in United States. Coin history. So if you are watching this right now, do not even think about clicking away. Hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and join the Rare Coin News USA family, where every single day we uncover new treasures, new updates, and new chances for you to turn your pocket change into pure gold. Coin number 3, the 1963 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark, very fine condition. Before America set foot on the moon, before the Beatles conquered the charts, a small coin was quietly minted, a coin that would one day shake the foundations of modern collecting. It's not gold, it's not silver, it's copper, plain humble copper. And yet, this 1-cent piece, the 1963 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark, has become one of the most talked about, sought after, and shocking coins in United States. History. To most people, it looks ordinary. But to those who know its secret, it is not just a coin. It's a key to hidden wealth and a direct connection to one of the greatest turning points in American minting history. So buckle up, because this little cent carries a story you will never forget. The year was 1963. John F. Kennedy was in the White House. America was alive with hope, invention, and change. At the Philadelphia Mint, the presses thundered. Day and night, billions of Lincoln Memorial cents rolled off the machines. They were simple, dependable, and iconic, the face of Abraham Lincoln on one side, the great memorial on the other. But among those countless coins, a tiny, almost invisible mistake was made. Some of the dies, the heavy steel stamps that create the design, had microscopic flaws, subtle cracks, and misalignments. Others were used just a little too long, wearing down in strange and unpredictable ways. And that's how the legend was born. Out of the sea of ordinary 1963 pennies, a few emerged with extraordinary variations, deep, doubled details, off-center impressions, and rare metallic brilliance that set them apart forever. Now let's look closer, because this 1963 No-Mintmark penny holds beauty that hides in plain sight. First, it's struck from 95% pure copper, giving it that warm, almost golden red glow that collectors adore, a glow that never truly fades. But the real power lies in its minting details. Many of the rarest 1963 No-Mintmark pennies show strong doubling on the inscriptions, "Liberty in God we trust," and sometimes even the date itself. Under magnification, those doubled letters almost look like shadows of history, two impressions frozen together in one strike. Other specimens showed tiny die cracks near Lincoln's portrait, those fine, lightning-like lines that prove it was struck in the final moments of a worn-out die's life. Each mark, each imperfection, tells a story that no modern coin can ever repeat. And that golden luster? That is no accident. Many of these rare pieces developed a rich, burnished tone over time, giving them a gold-like shimmer that collectors prize above all else. The 1963 Lincoln Memorial penny was among the final full copper issues before the Mint began experimenting with cheaper alloys. Just 1 year later, in 1964, America's coins would begin their long transformation toward lower-cost materials. That makes this penny one of the last of its kind, a pure copper relic from an era that will never return. But here's the twist. Only a handful of 1963 pennies without mint marks have survived in very fine condition with visible doubling or distinct toning. Most were melted down, corroded, or simply lost to time. Collectors across the United States are now in an all-out hunt for these few surviving pieces, especially those with that golden copper gleam. Coin conventions, auction houses, and online bidding platforms have turned these cents into a collector's battlefield. Every new discovery sends a shockwave through the community, and every sale sets a new record. And now the part that makes every viewer sit up straight. If you have a 1963 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark, and it's in very fine condition, showing crisp details, strong definition, and that unmistakable golden copper shine, you might just be holding a treasure worth a stunning $85,000 in today's booming rare coin market. $85,000 for a single 1-cent coin. And this isn't speculation or rumor. This is the current truth unfolding in today's collector world. Auction results are confirming it. Private collectors are paying it. The value of this coin is climbing higher every single year. Experts predict that as more of these coins vanish from the public eye and move into permanent collections, the price could reach 6 figures, turning a simple penny into a national treasure. So if one of these rests in your hand right now, you are not just holding copper. You're holding a silent miracle. If you're searching for this gem, start with the basics, and patience is your best friend. Every time you come across a 1963 penny without mint mark, examine it carefully under bright light. Focus on the inscriptions, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. If you notice even a hint of doubling or that shimmering red-golden tone, handle the coin gently. Use gloves. Keep it in a protective sleeve or coin flip. And most importantly, get it authenticated by professionals like PCGS or NGC. Because once your coin is verified, you will own a piece that collectors and historians will fight to acquire. And remember, never clean or polish your coin. Even the smallest scratch can reduce its value dramatically. Let that natural luster speak for itself, because that's where the magic lives. So there it is, the 1963 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark, one of the final full copper treasures of American coinage history. It's rare, it's powerful, it's a living artifact of a country on the brink of change, and its value is rising like a tide that refuses to stop. And guess what? We are not done yet. Because the next coin on our list takes the word rare to an entirely new level, a coin that collectors whisper about, a coin that is redefining what a 1-cent piece can be worth. So don't even think about scrolling away. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like if you are feeling the thrill, and stay tuned, because Rare Coin News USA brings you fresh updates every single day. Coin number 4, the 1975 Lincoln Memorial penny, with mint mark, gray layer, fine condition. Every collector dreams of that one discovery, that one coin that looks off, feels different, and turns out to be worth more than you ever imagined. And sometimes that treasure hides in plain sight, looking dull, ordinary, even damaged. But this next coin, it is something else entirely. Because what you're about to see doesn't just look different, it is different. This is the 1975 Lincoln Memorial penny with the mint mark, struck in Denver, but with a shocking gray-colored layer that's become one of the most mysterious minting anomalies in Lincoln penny history. A cent that doesn't look like copper because it's not supposed to. The year was 1975. America was rebuilding confidence, celebrating the return of peace, and preparing for the country's bicentennial just 1 year away. At the Denver Mint, millions of Lincoln Memorial pennies rolled out of the presses, bright and copper red, the familiar shine every American recognized instantly. But amid that flood of coins, something went wrong. Somewhere between the blanks and the plating process, a small batch of planchets, the flat metal discs that become coins, escaped the usual copper coating. They were struck on mixed metal or improperly plated planchets, giving them a bizarre, gray-silvery tone instead of the typical copper red. These rare minting errors were never meant to happen. They were never meant to leave the mint. But somehow, a few did. And once they hit circulation, their strange color caught the attention of sharp-eyed collectors, and a legend was born. Now, let's break down what makes this coin unlike any other Lincoln Memorial cent. First, the grayish layer. Under bright light, This penny reflects a dull, silvery hue, almost like it's been coated in nickel or steel. But don't be fooled. This isn't a polished or cleaned coin. It's a factory-born error, a real mint anomaly. Experts believe that during production, some planchets meant for foreign coins or experimental runs accidentally found their way into the penny presses. The result? Handful of 1975 with Disa Lincoln cents struck on non-standard metal compositions. Next, the D-Mintmark under the date, stamped proudly for Denver. Every detail of Lincoln's face, the date, and the memorial on the reverse remains sharply defined, meaning it was struck under full pressure, just on the wrong metal. And that's what makes it extraordinary. It's not damaged. It's not altered. It's authentic and rare beyond belief. Now here's where it gets jaw-dropping. Only a microscopic number of these grey-layer 1975 with D pennies are known to exist. Out of the billions of normal copper cents minted that year, only a handful were struck on experimental planchets. That means for every 1,000 collectors searching, maybe one, just one, will ever hold one of these coins in their lifetime. And because of their unique color, many of these coins were mistakenly tossed aside, cleaned, or spent, making surviving pieces in fine condition almost mythical. Collectors across the United States have been hunting them relentlessly from garage sales to estate collections because this penny represents something almost supernatural, a minting accident that became a national fascination. Demand for these coins has exploded. Online auctions are seeing fierce bidding wars, and each confirmed example sends waves of excitement through the rare coin community. These coins are now being treated not as errors, but as accidental masterpieces. And now the part that makes collectors' hearts race. If you're one of the lucky few to hold a 1975 Lincoln Memorial penny with the letter D Mintmark, showing that grey layer across its surface and preserved in fine condition, then congratulations, you are in possession of a piece of numismatic history valued at an incredible $80,000 in today's rare coin market. $80,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin most people would overlook, mistaken for a discolored penny, could instead be the rarest piece of metal you've ever touched. And the best part? Its value is rising fast. Experts agree this category of error coins is one of the fastest-growing sectors in the United States. Coin collecting. As more collectors enter the hobby and fewer specimens surface, each remaining coin becomes more of a treasure than a token. Don't take this as hype. Take it as a fact. One backed by the market, by collectors, and by the unstoppable law of rarity itself. So how can you spot one of these elusive grey-layer treasures? Start by inspecting your 1975 pennies, specifically those marked with a D. If you find one that looks unusually grey or silvery instead of copper red, take a closer look. Hold it under natural light. If the tone is smooth and even, not patchy or polished, you might just have one of these rare minting anomalies. Check the weight too. Sometimes these planchets are slightly lighter or heavier than normal. If your coin looks right, do not clean it. Don't polish it. That natural grey sheen is your proof and your profit. Once verified, you are not just holding a coin. You're holding an $80,000 mystery, one that even the US Mint can't fully explain. So there you have it. The 1975 with D Lincoln Memorial penny with its mysterious grey layer, a coin that defies the ordinary, challenges logic, and proves that sometimes imperfection creates the most perfect treasures. It's not just a cent, it's a miracle of metal, a whisper from the past, and a fortune waiting in the palm of your hand. And as the market keeps climbing, so does the legend of this coin. But hold on tight, because the next coin on our list takes things even further. It's older, rarer, And its story is so shocking, even veteran collectors struggle to believe it exists. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you're subscribed to Rare Coin News USA, turn that bell icon on, and stay with us. Because your next penny discovery could be your life-changing moment. Coin number 5, the 1985 Lincoln Memorial Penny without mint mark, fine condition. Sometimes, the rarest treasures do not shout for attention. They whisper. They blend in with the ordinary until someone looks close enough to see the truth. And this is one of those coins. It may look like every other penny you have spent or saved since the 80s, but what hides inside this tiny piece of copper and zinc has stunned experts and electrified the United States. Collector market. This is the 1985 Lincoln Memorial Penny without mint mark, a coin that's quietly become one of the most unexpected and valuable discoveries of the modern numismatic era. It's small. It is common-looking. But don't let that fool you, because this 1-cent coin holds a story of mystery, transition, and pure collector's gold. Let's step back in time to 1985. Ronald Reagan was in the White House, MTV was king, and the United States. Mint was producing coins faster than ever before. Technology was advancing. The Mint's equipment was improving. But behind the precision and speed, human error still found a way. The Philadelphia Mint, responsible for striking coins without mint marks, was in the middle of adjusting its master dies. New engravers, updated machinery, and minor alignment issues led to small, nearly invisible differences across millions of coins. But one very special batch, of 1985 pennies emerged slightly different from the rest. At first glance, they looked normal, but careful eyes began to notice tiny design differences, sharpness in the lettering, a slightly shifted profile of Lincoln, and most notably, an unusual die variety that created subtle but dramatic uniqueness in certain coins. And over time, those small differences grew into something extraordinary. So what exactly makes the 1985 No-Mintmark penny so special? It's not a color difference this time, it's in the details of the design. Look closely at the obverse Lincoln's portrait. On some of these ultra-rare 1985 pennies, the fine lines of his coat, beard, and hair appear sharper and deeper, as though the die used was newly cut or improperly polished. Then, turn it over. The reverse, the Lincoln Memorial, reveals something fascinating. The designer's initials FG near the steps appear faint or partially missing on certain specimens, a result of subtle overpolishing of the die. And that small detail, that faint or missing FG, is what separates a normal penny from a hidden fortune. It's the fingerprint of a minting anomaly, a whisper of human imperfection forever sealed in metal. Billions of 1985 pennies were struck. You see them everywhere in jars, drawers, and vending machines. But among those billions, only a handful of coins bear this missing initial anomaly, combined with pristine surfaces and strong details. Most were spent, scratched, or corroded through decades of circulation. That's why collectors across America are in constant pursuit of the few surviving pieces that still retain that subtle error, the invisible mark that turns an ordinary cent into a collector's dream. Auction houses, private dealers, and dedicated coin enthusiasts are all watching for them. Every confirmed specimen becomes news. Every sale, a milestone. Because the truth is, the 1985 No-Mintmark penny isn't just a coin. It's a bridge between the old minting era and the modern precision we know today. A small transitional miracle that shouldn't exist, but does. Now here's where things get truly incredible. If you own a 1985 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark and it's in fine condition, You're sitting on a piece of metal worth far more than its face value and far more than anyone would believe at first glance. In today's collector market, these rare specimens are commanding jaw-dropping prices, reaching as high as $67,000 for verified examples. That's $67,000 for a penny that most people would have never looked twice at. And here's the truth. This value isn't slowing down. With every year that passes, the number of untouched examples drops, while demand continues to climb. Collectors are realizing just how elusive these are. And once they are locked into collections, they rarely ever return to market. Don't take this as fantasy. This is happening right now. You might be holding one without even knowing it. A small, quiet fortune that's waiting to change your story forever. If you're ready to hunt for this elusive 1985 treasure, here's what you need to know. Start by checking your old coin rolls, your jars, or any inherited coin stashes, and focus on 1985 pennies without a mint mark. Under magnification, examine the reverse side carefully. Pay attention to those designer initials, F, G. If they are faint, missing, or appear smoothed out, you might just have the real deal. Don't clean it. Don't polish it. The natural tone and wear tell its story. Place it immediately in a protective holder or flip. Then, contact a grading service like PCGS or NGC to have it authenticated and encapsulated. Because once it's certified, that coin goes from pocket change to pure profit. And in this market, authenticity means everything. So there it is, the 1985 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark, one of the most deceptive and thrilling coins in modern US history. It looks like nothing special until it changes everything. A coin that represents human error, time, patience, and luck, wrapped in a single cent of American legacy. If that doesn't make you want to start checking your pocket change right now, nothing will. But stay right where you are, because what comes next might just be even more valuable than any coin. You've just seen the top 5 ultra-rare Lincoln Memorial pennies that are turning ordinary people into treasure hunters and some into overnight legends. Every single day, new discoveries are being made. Every week, new coins are breaking records. And tomorrow's story could be yours. So, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and join the growing community of collectors right here on Rare Coin News USA, where every single day we uncover real stories, real value, and real treasures hiding in your pocket change. Because remember, the next time you hold a penny, look closer. It might not be a coin. It might be your fortune.